Hello everyone, Nathan here, one half of the Hill Brothers, and today I want to talk to you all about the brand new defensive coordinator, Geoff Collins. Obviously, this hire was made just a couple of days after the departure of Gene Chizik. Him and Mac Brown both decided to part ways, is basically how they phrased it there, and that may honestly be exactly what happened there. But Geoff Collins was named just a couple of days afterwards, and considering some of the moves that were made on the defense, you kind of felt like there was already a guy in place. Seemingly, that's exactly what happened with how quick this national search went for a defensive coordinator. And really excited to have Geoff Collins here in Tar Heel Blue, coaching up the defense. You know, the biggest problem I think all of us have had with the defense over the past 5 years has been a lack of physicality. Physicality and executions with fundamentals and just having that grit, fire, and determination. And if you go back and you look at Geoff Collins' 10 years as a defensive coordinator in Mississippi State, in Florida, he got the nickname the Minister of Mayhem. And I don't think that comes for no reason. This is a guy who has actually been a director of player personnel under Nick Saban in Alabama back in 2007, a guy that helped Alabama and Nick Saban spot talent. And he's done that his whole career, no matter where he's been, whether it be Georgia Tech, Temple, Florida, UCF, doesn't matter. He was always able to identify talent. He's been known to identify some great defensive talent um, in his time. And I think he's going to bring all of those attributes to North Carolina just right after he was hired, just in the few short hours after he was hired, and it was announced on Twitter and everything else, or X or whatever it's called now. There were guys in the pros. I know a DB out of the Dallas Cowboys right now were tweeting about this hire and saying, "Oh man, that guy, that's my dog. You guys got a good one." And a lot of people have talked very high about him and their experiences with Geoff. So I like what's going on here. We need to bring physicality back to the defense. We also needed a guy that had a resume on him, that he could walk in there and command the attention in the room and that people instantly respected. And I believe he's going to bring that to North Carolina. And I'm hoping to see some grit back, man. This is a guy that took, those defenses I just mentioned in Florida and Mississippi State and turned them into top 25 defenses. Not saying that's happening in year one, but I do believe with the talent that is on the defense and the talent that's coming in, he's got a potential to make something there. I'm curious to see how this thing shakes out. It all kind of predicates on Mac Brown and his leniency with allowing Geoff to just go in that room with the defense, close the door, and handle his business. I'm curious to see how that goes. I think personally, I like the staff. I like that Ted Monachino's staying on the defensive line as the defensive line coach. I believe that he was, and I even said it in the live stream that me and Alan did after Tim and Jean were let go, that considering that Monachino gave up the NFL to stay with us, and what he was brought in to do this past season was just be an analyst on the pass rush. A pass rush analyst is what he was called, or a specialist, whatever it was called there. You know, we got gritty there. And if you look at Monachino and his track record, he also is a guy that is really his defensive lines are vicious. His guys are vicious. They're gonna play with physicality, they're gonna attack, and they're gonna execute. And him with a combination of Geoff Collins, I think we have Tommy Thigpen, I think is a great linebackers coach. I like Jason Jones and Charlton Morin back there in the DB room. I love that. I think it's a really good setup there. So with Monachino and Geoff Collins coming in, the way that they like to run things, we could potentially have a quite an uptick in defense. Obviously, we don't know yet. It's going to play itself out right here in the next little bit here. Curious to see how spring training goes. I'm hoping they're going to do some more open spring practices because I do plan to be there, and we'll even show you guys some of that when it's time. But I like this hire, man. I'm really high on it. I'm not going to say it's instant fix. We found our guy. Again, we have to see. But for the moment, I like the hire. I was a little worried, and Mac Brown does a good job of reeling us all back in. So I guess we'll see right here pretty soon. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What do you think about this hire? Or do you like it? Was it a mistake? Are we going to regret this in the near future? Or do you think this could be the start of something maybe pretty good and decent for our defense? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.
You don't want love.